Oh, these are weird. No. They're too big for my head. I gotta. We should do the selfie with the headphones on. They always do. Oh God, I got static. There. Okay. So. Yes. 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 I can't hear myself though. I can't hear me.
Can you hear her?
Hello.
Testing 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, I will see what I can do about that.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Wonderful. Yes.
I can't anymore. Oh,
When
now I
you're
can.
talking to us, I can't, but yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Kodak. Took my life from negative to positive. I just want y'all to know that. And tonight, let's enjoy life. Pick
Good afternoon and welcome to St. Paul, Minnesota Tria Rink. Welcome to all of our followers there on Twitch. It's been fun to follow the feed so far. Kelly Schultz alongside Alexis Pearson here as the Minnesota Whitecaps, your 2019 Isabel Cup champions. They will raise their banner here this afternoon. Exciting stuff here in St. Paul.
Yeah, they'll be having that going on today. The crowd is filling in. I'm sure they're excited to see that. The Whitecaps will be taking on the Metropolitan Riveters, who already have one game under their belt. So for the Whitecaps, it's their first game of the 2019-2020 season. The Riveters coming in off of a loss against the Boston Pride. So they've got a game under their belt. The Whitecaps just starting. Should be a pretty fun day today.
It should be a great start to the NWHL season here in St. Paul. Of course, the 5th season for the NWHL. Happy birthday
yes.
to the league. 4 seasons under their belt. First game here in St. Paul for this season, the 2nd year for the Minnesota Whitecaps, and what a fantastic first season it was.
Yeah, you can't really expect much more. If you're a Whitecaps fan, you got just about all of it. I'm sure the Whitecaps players who were a part of that team, a lot of them returning this season as well. I'm sure they were pumped about how that season went. Now they got big shoes to fill coming into this season, but you can't ask for a better first season if you're a Whitecaps fan.
Well, there's going to be a lot of new faces on both of these teams. I know over the offseason, the Riveters pretty much blew up their roster. They still have Madison Packer, Rebecca Morris, and Kira Dostal, but they have reloaded with a whole bunch of talent. And of course, the Minnesota Whitecaps will be out without a couple of players, key players that were part of the Isabel Cup Championship, because they went their separate way as well. So there's a lot of new faces. Some of the things I'm excited about are to see the 2 top rookies of the NWHL last season. Jonna Curtis, who played for the Whitecaps. Audra Richards comes to the Whitecaps. She's originally from the Maplewood, North St. Paul area of the cities. She will be playing against
Caps. Fans, last year you were an integral part of our inaugural season, from selling out every game to supporting our team on the road. Our energy filled our team to victory. With your help, we were able to make history. Fans, let's make some noise for your reigning Isabel Cup champions, the Minnesota Whitecaps. First, our hockey operations staff, co-head coaches Rhonda Engelhardt and Jack Brote. Assistant coach Laura Slominski. Athletic trainer Marielle Gatenby. Team equipment manager Clark Woldham. Team operations manager Adam Miller. Business director Andrea Mayu. And social media manager, Aaron Mora. Your honorary youth captains for tonight are Rylan Bowling. People from around the world shared video of Rylan's stick handling while on a balance board. Also joining Rylan is Lily Croning, Michaela Norston, and Ingrid Norston. And now let's meet the players. Number 4, Chelsea Rosenthal. Number 6, Sydney Baldwin. Number 7, Emma Stolber. Number 8, Amanda Boulier. Number 9, Allie Thunstrom. Number 12, Kelsey Klein. Number 15, Megan Pizon. Number 18, Stephanie Anderson. Number 20, Megan Lawrence. Number 21, Audra Richards. Number 25, Lauren Barnes. Number 26, Nicole Schammel. Number 29, Amanda Levier. Number 31, Allie Morse. And number 91, Haley Schmidt. Assistant captain, number 10, Brooke White Lancette. And assistant captain, number 3, Jonah Curtis. And your captain, accompanied by the newest addition to the Whitecaps family, the Isabel Cup. Please welcome number 5, Winnie Brown. Hey fans, please turn your attention high above the benches as we celebrate the unveiling of our championship banner. Gentlemen, please welcome to the ice the Metropolitan Riveters. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Metropolitan Riveters. At right wing, number 28, Kate Leary. At center, number 13, Kaylee Hutchison. At left wing, number 14, Madison Packer. On defense, number 8, Colleen Murphy. Also on defense, number 9, Rebecca Morse. And in net, number 70, Sam Walter. Whitecap fans, are you ready? Oh, this is the start of something special. Are you ready? It's time to meet the starting lineups for your Minnesota Whitecaps. At right wing, number 3, Jonah Curtis. At center, number 26, Nicole Schammel. At left wing, number 15, Megan Pisa. Starting on defense, number 6, Sydney Baldwin. Also starting on defense, number 8, Amanda Boulier. And starting in goal for your Whitecaps, number 29, Amanda Levier. The officials for today's game are Kayla Urkel and Justina Veracek, and the linespersons are Sarah Buckner and Kendall Handy. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. Please give a warm welcome to former Governor, Mr. Mark Dayton. We want to thank Governor Dayton for his support of Minnesota Whitecaps for all these years and everything he has done for the state of Minnesota. At this time, we ask the captains from each team to join Governor Dayton on the ice for the ceremonial puck drop. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for former Governor, Mr. Mark Dayton.
We will come back with our opening face-off here between the Minnesota Whitecaps and the Metropolitan Riveters next, right here on Twitch. We'll be back. Back to the state of hockey, your Minnesota Whitecaps taking on the Metropolitan Riveters here this afternoon. Kelly Schultz alongside Alexis Pearson. It is our second season to be back and the second season for the Isabel Cup champion Minnesota Whitecaps. I don't know about you, Alexis, just like last year's first game, I am smiling from ear to ear. I have a feeling my cheeks are going to hurt. But thanks to everybody who's joining us on Twitch. This is so fun.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's so cool seeing everyone tune in. Hopefully we got a good game for you guys today to watch. Should be a fun matchup today. These two teams saw each other in the playoffs last year. The Whitecaps obviously coming away with the win, moving on to win the Isabel Cup shortly thereafter. So it'll be a fun matchup today. I'm excited to see what these teams have in store.
I am thrilled by how many people are online watching right now and messaging out there. So send us those messages. We've got it right up in front of us.
Yep.
We'll give you a shout out back. I see a lot of familiar faces, names, I guess you could say. Some of our friends from the Riveters,
Yep.
Matt Falkenberry, I saw he was online watching today. He mentioned he was going to be. Dan Rice, another one who's contributed to the NWHL on the media side. As we get you our starting lineup here, or starting open face-off here at the Tria Rink in St. Paul. Schammel was at the other end of that face-off loss, but the Whitecaps with the puck. Boulier not able to clear. Baldwin chasing down the Riveters. They're trying to strike first and early. Packer just had the puck stripped off of her stick. Picked up now by Baldwin again of the Whitecaps. Sydney Baldwin, a former Gopher. Her first year, a rookie on this Whitecaps roster, along with Schammel. Backhanded shot taken there by the Riveters, Kate Leary. We'll get you our complete lines coming up here in a few. Jonna Curtis, Rookie of the Year, shot to goal right through the 5-hole. Just tipped through the legs of Sam Walther, and quickly the Minnesota Whitecaps on the board.
Yeah, Jonna Curtis, a force to be reckoned with all of last year. She led the standings in several areas for the Whitecaps, made her mark overall in the NWHL, and here she gets the scoring started off early in this game after the Riveters had a couple chances of their own. She goes 5-hole and puts the Caps up early 1-0.
And Twitch is blowing up. Both Riveter fans going, no, and Caps fans going, Curtis, I love it. Bring it. So much fun being on Twitch this year.
Yeah, Jonna Curtis last year led offense with 8 goals and 11 assists, and she finished second in the league with even strength scoring, so definitely made her mark last season. It'll be interesting to see if she's able to have just as good, if not a better season this year. Can't start off any better than that, though.
1-0 our score here is the Whitecaps inside the offensive zone yet again. Puck sails over to the far side, kept in at the blue line, flipped back into the right-hand corner there by Richards. Audra Richards, formerly of the Riveters, playing against her former team. And now back the other way, here comes Brooke Baker. Baker up the ice. Flips that one right through the slot. It was tipped away. She was intending that one to go to Mallory Rushton. Now here comes Allie Thunstrom with some speed. She'll gain the center line. She'll cross it and then go off for a change. Whitecaps, Megan Lawrence with a shot blocked out in front. Caught the skate of one of the Riveters. Richards, back to Rosenthal, rink-wide pass. Oh, nearly tipped in there by Haley Schmidt. There's a nice pass there by Kelsey Klein. Another shot comes in. Walther will kick that one away. She's lost her glove, gets it right back. Whitecaps buzzing here early, controlling a lot of the offense. Rosenthal, top of the right circle, slides that one to the back wall for Lawrence. It just skips over her stick. Brooke Baker tried to clear. It was kept in there at the blue line by Kelsey Klein. Now Megan Pizon. Amanda Boulier slides that one over to Curtis. Curtis gets bumped off the play. Nice defensive move there by Mallory Rushton.
Yeah, really good defensive play there. You can't allow a player like Curtis to have time in front of the net like that. Just worked her right off the puck to take away that opportunity.
Oh, Walther got lucky there. Her defense comes up big again, right out in front of the net. And now Baldwin being chased down by Bobo Kartenbay. She's from Kazakhstan. She's actually the first player from Kazakhstan to play in the NWHL. Where's the number 99? We'll see a lot of her on the ice, I'm guessing. Lots of talent there. Richards now with the puck, tries to make a move, got poke checked off of it. Big play again by that defensive core. And here come the Rivs back the other way. The one-timer just missing by Tatiana Shetalova.
That was a great back check by Audra Richards. She booked it into gear to get back into the zone and break up that chance. Would have been a really good opportunity for the Riveters had they gotten the shot off, but Richards with the strong back check to break that up.
16:29 to play here in this opening period of the Whitecaps' second season. A 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Riveters now inside the offensive zone. Kaylee Hutchinson tried to slide it into the corner. Was looking for Kate Leary. Leary up along the near wall, back to the blue line. Fired through traffic by Hutchinson. Now back to the blue line, Murphy. Packer tried to set up the play inside the circle. It was intercepted. Back the other way, here comes Richards for the Whitecaps. She'll chase it into the right-hand corner, now back wall, and she gets taken down by the Riveters. We get our first penalty of the game.
Yeah, tough time for the Riveters to take a penalty there. They had fended off the Whitecaps' rushes after they got that first goal and were starting to move towards the offensive zone and get some opportunities of their own, and now they're going to have to kill a penalty. The good news, though, if there is good news in this kind of situation, is in their last game against the Boston Pride, they lost 4-2, but they did go 6 for 6 on the penalty kill, so that's a bright spot coming out of that game. We'll see if they're able to have that same energy on this penalty kill.
Face-off, left circle. Tapped into the corner, and nice play there by the Riveters to clear the puck up the ice. Just shows how strong their penalty kill really is. Baldwin sends it ahead for Boulier. Boulier, rink right, headman pass. Pizan drops it off. Shot taken by Schammel, just misses wide. Kept in at the blue line briefly there. Nice poke check by Kendall Cornine of the Rivs. She'll chase it back behind the net of Amanda Levier. Levier, the goaltender for the championship Whitecaps last year. Now Baldwin collects the puck. She'll send it ahead, finds Curtis. Jonna Curtis, Rookie of the Year. Lost the puck, she got bumped off of it there. And the Rivs are able to kill this penalty, at least the first minute of it. 1:08 left in the power play for the Minnesota Whitecaps.
Yeah, the Whitecaps not able to get anything set up in this first minute. We'll see what they're able to do with the second half of it, but strong penalty kill by the Riveters so far.
Packer with the puck. She'll carry it out of the zone. Out to neutral ice. Now Emma Stauber. She'll skate it back in on the right wing side or left wing side, and she is in offside.
Well, the Riveters doing everything right on the penalty kill so far, drawing the Whitecaps in offsides on that play, so they'll now have to start from the neutral zone to try to get something offensive going. Down to only 44 seconds left on the power play for the Whitecaps. They're running out of time to get anything going here. We'll see if they're able to get any offensive opportunities before this power play expires.
38 seconds left in the extra attacker for the Whitecaps. They're going to settle things down. Back wall, Emma Stauber. She's got Allie Thunstrom. She'll pass it ahead to Thunstrom. Racing up the ice with some speed. One of the fastest players I've seen in the NWHL over the year. Into the corner. Richards not able to hold. It's cleared right back up the ice. Great big play there by Kaylee Hutchinson. Again, 5 seconds left in the power play, and that's going to pretty much do it. The Whitecaps not getting any really great opportunity looks there on that extra attacker. 1-0 our score. Now Haley Schmidt tries to put that one on target, and she was spun off of it. Back wall play, intercepted. Here comes the Rivs. They'll send it out to center ice. It was intercepted by the Whitecaps. Kelsey Klein sends it back into the offensive zone, back wall, looking for Stephanie Anderson. Klein Left circle, a shot fired, and Walther will come up with the big save there. The shot taken by the Whitecaps' Haley Schmidt.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Riveters have to try to use that strong penalty kill to get some momentum here going in this game. They give up the first goal of the game. The Whitecaps have had some opportunities since then, but they completely got shut down on that power play. The Riveters have to try to turn the momentum in their favor here and use that to their advantage. Strong penalty kill can really do you wonders in a game.
Curtis with a shot. She tries to lift that one. Just sailed up and over the crossbar. The Rivs will exit their zone. Up the ice, here comes Kendall Cornine. Cornine tries to send that one in all alone and hit the side of the net. She was trying to go glove side on Levier. Now Pizan, she'll clear it out onto the stick of Schammel. Now Curtis spins away, finds Whitney Brown, and that one was intercepted. It went up right off of Brown's skate.
That was a really good idea. If she would have been a right-handed shooter, she probably would have gotten that shot off. It kind of handcuffed her as it went right between her legs there, but not a bad idea to throw that out into the slot.
Whitecaps trying to get away from Mallory Rushton, putting on some good pressure there for the Rivs. Back behind the net, Olivier. Stauber battling there with Leary. Rivs will collect the puck. And that went right off of the skates of Pizan. Shot fired, another shot. Rebound comes off of Levier, and in it goes. We got ourselves a tie hockey game with 11:55 left here in the first.
Great job to follow up on that first opportunity. Levier had played the original shot perfectly. She came out and challenged, but could not get a hold of the puck, and the rebound just bounced right out in front of the open net. Great read to just keep skating and get that second opportunity, put that one in the back of the net. Not much Levier more can do after that original save, but great play by the Riveters to tie this one up at 1, and that's what I was talking about. You got to get that momentum after the penalty kill, and they were able to do that.
Kate Leary with the goal for the Rivs. She had been putting on some really good pressure there alongside Mallory Rushton, and the two of them, good enough pressure to get that goal.
Now those are the kind of goals that you might see in a game like this so far. Levier hasn't seen too many pucks so far, hasn't been able to get a feel for it, so she's probably feeling a little bit cold right now still. That was only one of their first couple shots in the game, and so had that puck come, or that shot come later in the game when Levier has gotten more comfortable into the game, she might have been able to gobble that up on the first opportunity.
Oh, another shot right out in front. Levier puts her pads in the way. Came off of Leary. Leary trying to add to the tally here. 1-1 our score. Whitecaps struck first right away in the first period. Almost halfway through, and the Rivs have answered. Boulier, near corner. Whitecaps pull it away from the wall. Backhanded attempt there by Schmid. Poke checked around. Nicole Arnold of the Rivs tried to break it free. Stephanie Anderson getting a good look there. It went right off of her stick. Now, Steph gets bumped off the play. Riveters will carry it back the other way. Here comes Leary again. Inside the left circle, tries to make a move past Klein. Nice defensive play there by the Whitecaps.
Leary made a great play to cut to the middle there. She had 3 or 4 Whitecaps on her, and she was able to get herself to the middle but couldn't get the shot off. She's looking good early in this game.
Whitecaps send it up the ice. They'll peel off for a change. Schammel alongside Curtis and Pizan back out on the ice. Whitecaps regain control. Curtis had the puck stripped off of her stick by Cornine. Back inside Minnesota Whitecaps territory. Back wall. Whitecaps try to clear. Kept in on the near side. Little battle for the puck with Pizan and Cornine. Rosenthal sends it ahead. Up the ice, here comes Curtis. Curtis scored the first goal of the game for the Minnesota Whitecaps, appropriately the Rookie of the Year in her first season with the Whitecaps. Now Schammel carries it right back in on the left wing side. She'll play it high off the dasher to herself, back wall. Curtis tries to get to it. Now Schammel with a centering pass. That hit traffic. Curtis again, broken free. Bounces past Shamel, and now up the ice, here comes Shedalova. Whitecaps able to clear. Picked up again by the Rivs. Avery's rink-wide pass. Now Stauber with it for the Whitecaps.
The Rivs are doing a great job so far of rubbing Whitecaps players off the puck. That perfect amount of aggression where you're not going to get called for a check, but you're doing just enough to push them off the puck. I've seen several plays like that so far in this game that they're doing just perfectly right now.
Levier plays the puck back wall dangerously. Kept in at the near side of the blue line. And here comes some speed. Allie Thunstrom back the other way. Thunstrom gets bumped off the play. Picked up now by Schmidt. Thunstrom drives it back into the offensive zone. Whitecaps, Brooke White-Lancet has played for the Whitecaps for 16 years. It's hard to believe. Whitecaps obviously have been around a long time before they went pro with the NWHL, but both Broat sisters, Winnie Broat-Brown and her sister Chelsea Broat-Rosenthal, part of the original crew as well. 7:42 to play here in our first period, 1-1 our score. Rivs with an opportunity, a shot, and another goal. Just a bouncing puck collected there. Rebecca Morse, I believe, will get credit for that one.
What another great play. They're reading the puck so well in front of the net right now. Levier is doing just about everything she can, but they are getting those second opportunities and cashing in on them. And the Rivs now take their first lead of the game. Pretty impressive play out front, just tracking those loose pucks, that loose change, and putting it in the back of the net. They've done that twice now, and they take the lead here with 7:36 to go in the first.
Hutchinson will get credit for the assist. She sent that bouncing puck, and I don't know how Morse was able to handle that puck, but she somehow found the back of the net.
She made it look easy, but let me tell you, those bouncing pucks that tight into the net, those are hard to manage, and she made it look like a piece of cake, buried it pretty quickly to put her team up 2-1.
7:15 left here in our first period, a quick 2-1 lead for the Metropolitan Riveters. Colleen Murphy chases it over to the near side, sends it to the back wall, intercepted there by the Whitecaps. Shamel will chase it. Nicole Shamel flips it high out to center, looking for Jonna Curtis. Curtis with some speed, tries to get the puck away from the other number 3, Cassie Dunn. Whitecaps, shot fired to goal! Nicole Shamel with her first professional goal. The former Minnesota Golden Gopher was impactful for Minnesota, and now impactful for the Minnesota Whitecaps, and we got ourselves a tie hockey game.
Walther was not happy with herself on that one. She immediately slammed her stick onto the ice, and you can just tell by her posture. I know you guys can't see it on the screen right now, but looking at her in the net, she is not happy with herself with that one. Wishing she could have that one back, but nonetheless, the Whitecaps capitalize with a quick rush and tie this game up at 2.
Thanks again to everybody who's chiming in on Twitch. We'll get to some of your messages here. They give Shamel the assist. I thought she had actually put that one in. It must have been tipped in.
I believe it was deflected. Maybe that's part of Walther's frustration with herself, is that she didn't read the deflection better, but no matter who put it in the back of the net, it's a goal regardless, and so the Whitecaps are able to tie this one.
Offsides called against the Riveters. We'll get a face-off just outside of Minnesota Whitecaps territory. 6:01 left to play here in the first period. Taking a look, since we have a little bit of a break here. Wow, I can't even keep up with all of the messages on Twitch. We look at the highlight from that goal. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in just a moment right here. You're watching NWHL on the Twitch. We can hear the PA feed more than we can hear, I don't know. Welcome back to Tria Rink here in St. Paul. 5:50 to play, 2-2 our score. Bouncing puck intercepted out at center. Carried in, shot fired, kick save made there by Levy. Another save, that came from Carton Bay. Tied up in the corner. And there's a player down as Whitecaps are trying to break that puck away from the wall. Luckily, Whitecaps are able to control. Here comes Thunstrom. Back inside the offensive zone, slid right toward the net. Thunstrom had her shot stopped there by Walter. Flipped high, back out to neutral ice. It's a foot race. Nice job there by Haley Schmidt. 4:56 to play here in our first period. 2-2 our score. Another big save there by Amanda Levier. 4:42 left in our first period, tied at 2. It's been a back and forth game. The Whitecaps struck first. Rivs scored 2, and then Minnesota answered. So it's been like that here so far this afternoon.
Yeah, and I've noticed since the Ribs went up 2-1, there's been a little bit of extracurriculars, a couple more shoves sent people's way after the plays, behind the plays. I notice on Twitch some of you guys are noticing that as well. We only have 1 penalty in the game so far, but I think the intensity is starting to heat up, and I just jinxed it as another penalty is just about to be called now. It's going to be the Riveters taking their second penalty of the game. There is kind of a bit of a sandwich going on there as a couple Rivs players collided with a Whitecaps player.
Yeah, it was Megan Lawrence that got sandwiched in between those 2 Riveters players, and we get ourselves another penalty here. The clock reads 4:26, 2-2 our score. Shots on net in favor of the Riveters, 7-5. We'll try to keep you posted on the clock.
Yep.
From what I'm understanding from the feed, there is no clock listed on there, so the people watching at home on Twitch are wondering what time is remaining. I will keep you posted, promise.
Yeah, I saw someone said announcer curse strikes. I'm notorious for that, so I apologize in advance if I say something about your team that's going to curse them in a bad way or jinx them in a bad way, so I'm really sorry. I'll do my best, but as you saw there, the first jinx of the season for me. If you're a Rivs fan, hopefully they kill this one off and I didn't cause you any problems. We'll see. They did pretty good on the first penalty kill. We'll see if the Whitecaps are able to do anything late in the period.
Boulier carries it in, sends it right out in front. Nice deflection defensively there by Hutchinson. She's going to carry it back the other way, shorthanded. Her backhanded attempt was blocked there by Minnesota's Sydney Baldwin. .340 left here in our first period, still tied 2-2. 1:11 left on the power play for the Whitecaps. Shot taken by, I believe that was Boulier over there. That was blocked. Now Baldwin carries it right back in on the left wing side. She lost an edge there, drove it to the back wall, and I believe we're going to get another penalty.
I really did it this time.
You did. Here, I thought she just lost an edge. Instead, she gets tripped up. And now there's 2 Riveters in the box. Cornine goes and joins her teammate, Colleen Murphy. So you've got two of the key players here from the Riveters in the box right now.
Riz fans, I'm so sorry. I'll just head home at intermission
Yeah.
and let Kelly finish this
Alexis
one up.
is done. Fired. Just kidding. No. I couldn't do it without you today. I've got like very little voice left.
Well, the good news is if the Riveters can kill off this 5-on-3, that's going to be a huge momentum shift for them that hopefully they can bring into the second period. With only 3:19 remaining, they're going to have about 50 seconds of 5-on-3 killing to do. We'll see what they're able to do here.
Richards to Stauber. Bottom of the right circle, back to Stauber. Now Audra Richards, former Riveter, on this power play for the Whitecaps. Stauber winds up. Big save made there by Walther. Thunstrom was looking for the rebound, didn't get it. Now Lawrence with a shot and a goal! The deflection over to the right-hand side of Walther. She's shaking her head, not real happy with herself. And Thunstrom, right place, right time.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward play. We've seen a couple goals like that already in this game. We've got 5 goals in the first period, and a handful of them have just been kind of awkward, weird bounces, plays out front. This one kind of popped up. I'm sure Walther couldn't see where that puck was. It was kind of to the side of her, and the Whitecaps just were able to capitalize on the play and put it in the back of the net. I've got the fans on Twitch teaming up against me. Some of them are forgiving me for what I said. Others are ready to send me home.
Pack your bags, Alexis. Just kidding.
The good news is there's plenty of time left in the period and in this game for the Rivs to get back into it. But the Whitecaps able to capitalize on this power play after having a pretty awful first power play of the game. They're able to make something happen on this one, and they still have one more power play to go here, as that was on the 5-on-3. So the Riveters in a tough spot here. Got to kill a minute and a half off. 2:48 to go left in this period. We'll see what they're able to do.
Pizan played it back to Baldwin. Rink wide pass, finds Boulier. She'll drop it off, finds Curtis. Left wing side, Curtis flips that one right through traffic. Walther's just going to cover it up. She got a little help there from her teammate, Kaylee Hutchinson. So a minute 16 left in the penalty time to Kendall Cornine. 2:34 left here in this first period. 3-2 Minnesota Whitecaps. Ellie Thunstrom with the power play goal of 5-on-3. Power play goal. Hutchinson again flings that one around the boards. It's kept in there by Baldwin. She'll take her time. Finds Schammel. Rink wide. Boulier back to Baldwin. Now to Schammel. Schammel flips that one into the circle, and it was intercepted. Packer got her stick on it. Nice big defensive play there on the penalty kill for the Riveters. Schammel carries it right back in, right wing side. Pizan tries to hold. That puck gets past her. And the Riveters able to do a better job killing off the second penalty.
Somebody just said on Twitch, what inning is it? That's funny. That's my kind of humor right there.
Oh, Rivs not liking that play. Looked like a stick got lifted. I think Rivs were hoping to draw a penalty on that, and they did not catch the break. Backhanded clearing pass there.
Well, the Rivs kill off the rest of that penalty. A minute 15 about to go in this period. That's exactly what they needed to do after giving up that third goal. If you're a Rivs fan, I'm sure you're hoping that they can get out of this period unscathed any further and maybe regroup to come back in the second, down to a minute remaining in this period.
3-2, Minnesota leads. Whitecaps with the puck out at center. Barnes tried to send it ahead. It was stopped there by Kate Leary. Leary has definitely left a mark here today. Thunstrom tries to lift that one high. And now back the other way. Here comes Madison Packer. Packer getting lifted down to the ice by Schmidt, and the Whitecaps are going to have to kill off a penalty here.
Yeah, we've got 33 seconds to go in this period. This would be huge for the Rivs even if they don't score on this power play, if they can maybe get something going here, carry that momentum into the second. You got the carryover power play, then we'll see what they're able to do, but tough penalty to take late in the period when your team is up 3-2.
33.4 seconds left. Minnesota leads 3-2. And a penalty called against Haley Schmidt. She's in the penalty box right now. Riveters on the power play. That one's going to squeak by everybody. Packer's going to have to chase it back into her own zone. Picked up there by Hutchinson. Now Packer. Hutchinson to Leary. Leary flips that one high off the glass into the corner. Boulier tries to get to it for the Whitecaps. Leary ties it up. 8 seconds left here in our period. Hutchinson, back wall. Ooh, right off the side of the net. And that will do it for period number 1. A back and forth game. Whitecaps struck first. Jonna Curtis got things started. We will come back and recap our first period when we return. You're watching NWHL action. Whitecaps with a 3-2 lead over the Riveters after 1 right here on Twitch. Welcome back to Tria Rink. Kelly Schultz alongside Alexis Pearson. A wild first period, and everybody that's been chiming on Twitch agreeing with us.
Yes.
A very crazy first period. Whitecaps got on the board right away. We'll get you our highlights here coming up, but just a crazy play by Jonna Curtis. And
Yeah.
she showed why she was Rookie of the Year last year.
Yeah, no kidding. And if you're a fan of offense, which why wouldn't you be, right? But this is your kind of period. And hopefully, I hope the rest of this game has the same energy we saw in that first period, because whether you're cheering for the Riveters or the Whitecaps today, you're getting to see a good game. We've seen 5 goals so far in this game with still 2 periods to go. So I'm excited to see what the rest of this game has in store if we already saw this much in the first period.
Well, and we mentioned it before, the Riveters had played so well in their penalty kill last weekend.
Yes.
And I know you sort of jinxed them on that 5-on-3, but
I'm sorry.
5-on-3s are really hard to
Yes.
defend anyway, because obviously, but that was the only misplay by that penalty kill. Otherwise, they looked really solid there.
Well, and in the first penalty kill that they had in this game, they completely shut down the Whitecaps. The Whitecaps didn't even have any offensive pressure, let alone any shots on net or any opportunities. They had completely gotten shut down. So we can see why they went 6 for 6 on that penalty kill in their last game. Like you said, a 5-on-3 is tough to defend no matter how good your penalty kill is. Whitecaps are able to capitalize, go ahead in the game with the 3-2 lead, but then the Riveters killed off that other penalty to end the period strong and then draw a penalty of their own. So they were doing the right things there at the end of the period. Like you said, a tough situation no matter what, but they finished the period strong. They got a minute and a half of a power play once the second period starts. We're going to see if they're able to do anything with that, maybe tie this game up. We can look at the highlights from the first period now.
That was Jonna Curtis, I believe. So I watch this, I gotta like scroll it, make it bigger. Oh, what did I do? We're trying to watch the highlights here. But again, the Whitecaps struck first. The Riveters would answer. We're having some technical difficulties. I apologize. Okay, there we go. Now we've got our highlights back up here. There's the Riveters goal that you're seeing. Hutchinson and Leary on that play. And another one, just catching Levier off the wrong side. Now here's the Whitecaps 5-on, oh, that wasn't the 5-on-3. That was the second goal of the game, tying things up there. Great big play. That's the 5-on-3 goal. That put the Whitecaps up 3-2 here in this first period. So,
yeah, we talked about it in the first period a little bit, but a couple crazy bounces for each of these teams to get themselves on the board here. That third goal by the Whitecaps, probably the weirdest goal of the whole period of the 5 goals that we did see. Nonetheless, it counts. They go up 3-2, and now, like we said, the Riveters with a chance to tie this game early in the second period with a minute and a half left on the power play. But what a fun first period. What a fun game for these Whitecaps fans to see as the Whitecaps bring in the new season here. And Rivs fans, you got to be happy with the way your team has played, especially after coming off that loss earlier this week. They had a strong first period and got some goals and got some opportunities, and a close game so far.
Well, I've been super impressed by some of the newcomers for this Minnesota Whitecaps team. Nicole Schammel just looks like she fits right in. She just jumped right into every single play so far. Same with Sydney Baldwin on the defensive side of the game. Looks very comfortable out there as well. And then as far as the Riveters are concerned, they've looked really strong with Kaylee Hutchinson, and Kate Leary has been all over today. I mean, I think I've mentioned her name so many times already today. Both of them looking really strong, as well as Rebecca Morse and Mallory Rushton also having a really good, strong game here today for the Rivs.
Yeah, if I could pick a player from each team that impressed me the most, I would say Jonna Curtis for the Whitecaps, probably just because we know how well she played coming off of last season. She gets the scoring started in this game. You can tell that she's still feeling the same way she felt last season, still has that scoring touch. And for the Riveters, you already mentioned her name, but Leary, man, she looked so good in that period. Even when she wasn't making, getting opportunities on net, she was making plays happen. She was putting herself in good positions, which is what you want to see, because you're not always going to be able to make the play. You're not always going to get the shot on net or the goal. But if you're doing the right things, eventually those things will come at some point. And she was doing the right things in that first period. So I'm excited to see what these players are going to do as the second period kicks off.
Again, our score after one period of play, 3-2 Minnesota Whitecaps leading the Riveters. And a reminder for the folks that are on Twitch right now, if you subscribe to the NWHL, that money goes right back to the players and the league, and that's one way you can support the players right now that are playing in the NWHL in the 5th season of the league. And if you want to help grow the game, there you have it. There's also other ways that people can help out the players, because they have the opportunity to make money off of their own gear. That's pretty cool too. You can go to the NWHL's website, purchase your favorite player's jersey or jersey, and a percentage of the money goes right back to those players. So that's a great way to get involved this season, both on Twitch and on NWHL's website, nwhl.zone.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can support. That's why it's so excited to see how many people are tuning into the game today. Obviously, we've got a good crowd here in attendance in St. Paul right now, but it's so fun seeing everyone tune in and chime in, because that's part of what makes the gears turn in a program like this and keep moving things forward. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in, who's going to tune in at some point over the course of the season, or who supports the NWHL in any way, shape, or form, because every little thing does count. Even if you're just on this stream watching the game today, you're playing your part, and we thank you for that. And I know the players and the entire NWHL community thanks you for that. And talking about downtown St. Paul, I saw somebody mention in the comments about how they noticed the big windows that we have here at Trier Rink and how you can see the buildings that are to the left of us here on the north end of the rink. And it is a pretty cool rink when you think about it. So we are on the 5th floor of a building in downtown St. Paul. On the north end of the rink where the Canadian and American flag are hanging, we have windows across the entire wall from floor to ceiling. And you can see downtown St. Paul out the windows. It is really cool. I think, you know, we take it for granted because we get to be here all the time, but I saw people commenting on it and I was thinking, you know, you are right. That's a pretty cool thing, pretty cool arena to be in. It's especially pretty when it's snowing or things like that. But yeah, it's a pretty fun venue to be in. I always love being here, and it's a cool place to play.
I remember last season, we played an afternoon game, and that sun was coming right in through those windows.
Yeah.
So we actually, the crazy thing is
Yep.
the players had to deal with the shadows.
Yes.
And it was incredible to watch how they had to kind of tweak their game a little bit. But this is also the practice rink for the Minnesota Wild.
Yep.
And they have partnered with the Minnesota Whitecaps this season. Lots of great messages from the Minnesota Wild's Twitter feed and their social media, wishing the Whitecaps good luck, congratulating them. And it's just nice to see that community, that connection that the Wild have with the Minnesota Whitecaps here this season and last season.
Yeah, and they planned out the schedule today as they did on the home openers last year to allow the games to not overlap so fans could head right from one game to the other if they wanted, or watch one game and then the other. So the Whitecaps obviously playing at 2 p.m. Central Time today. The Minnesota Wild have their home opener tonight at 7:30. So it's so great to see the teams partnering up and allowing fans to be a part of both of those communities. So what a fun day in hockey here in Minnesota. And I mentioned in my tweet from earlier before the game started that it was snowing today in Minnesota. We got our first snow here in the Twin Cities yesterday, and it was briefly snowing throughout the day today as well. So not much is really sticking to the ground, but I woke up this morning, opened my window, and saw snow on the deck, and I wanted to shut my window and go back to bed.
But why? It's game day. It's our favorite day of the week.
What better way to herald in the new hockey season than to have some snow, because that truly tells me, hey, it's winter time, it's hockey season, and we're having such a fun day today so far.
Well, the NWHL opened up their season last weekend with a couple of games, and I had the pleasure of listening to some familiar names and faces. Of course, Matt Falkenberry and Anya, now Packer, who's married to Madison Packer, does color for him, and Phil Gublio from out east with Erica Ayala, and it was so cool to hear some familiar voices back at the broadcast booth for all those games. Of course, Alexis and I were alongside each other last year for the first season of the Minnesota Whitecaps, and we thank you for joining us again for year 2.
Yeah.
Thanks to the NWHL for giving us this opportunity as well here in our second year, because this is pretty incredible to be part of professional women's hockey.
Yeah, it's a fun community to be a part of, and I know I saw people commenting. I'm a pretty fast reader, but I can only read so fast. You guys are adding comments so quickly. I saw a lot of people saying things about, you know, can we watch the game after it's already been live? Where can we see highlights? All that kind of stuff. The games will be kind of archived on Twitch. So the games, like Kelly mentioned from last weekend, are on there right now. You can watch the games. You can watch the highlights. This one as well will be like that. All of the games this season. So if you didn't get to tune in today, or if you don't have time to watch the whole game, you can go back and watch, or if you just want to reminisce, if your team ends up winning today and you want to relive it, you can go back and watch the game. You can follow the NWHL, the Whitecaps, and the Riveters, or any of the other teams on Twitter. They post highlights, they post updates throughout the game, as do Kelly and I. So there's a lot of ways you can stay involved and keep up to date. If you aren't able to watch every game or tune into every game, there's a lot of ways that you can get your highlights and all of that, because sometimes it's fun just to watch those cool goals back anyway, even if you saw it in live time. So.
And Erica, thanking us for the shout out, by the way, but she's mentioning to everybody there is another game after this one.
Yes.
Of course, the Buffalo Buttes playing the Pride tonight. That should be a great battle between those two teams, and I believe Erica's got the game, and I can't remember who's with her on that game. Erica, chime in. I'm trying to remember. Again, lots of great announcers for the NWHL, and it's been fun to be part of But we got ourselves a serious hockey game here in St. Paul. We're just about 4.5 minutes away from our second period with a 3-2 Minnesota Whitecaps lead. There's still a minute 27 left on the penalty time to the Whitecaps. So the Riveters will come out of the second period with a power play. And that could be the difference in the game right here. They need to come out with some speed, some tenacity on this power play in order to tie the game up and maybe shift the momentum into the Riveters' favor.
Yeah, obviously plan A when you're on the power play is to score a power play goal.
Absolutely.
That doesn't always happen, and so plan B is to at least get some momentum out of it, because even if you can't get the goal on the power play, if you're the team that is on the power play, you're hoping to carry some of that energy and that momentum into the minutes that come after the power play. And the carryover power plays can be hard to manage, because you come back to the second period and you're getting your feet underneath you again. You've just been sitting in the locker room for 17 minutes, and so sometimes it can be hard to get into your game quickly and take advantage of that power play. In this case, they have almost a full power play, so it's better than having only 30 or 40 seconds. They've got a minute and a half, so we'll see if they're able to do anything with it. But regardless, if they can get some momentum out of it, that'll do them some favors throughout the rest of the second period.
A couple of people wanting to know if we're going to answer any questions here today. Of course, send us your questions. Although I will say this, the comments are coming over so quick, it's hard to catch up. But we did get, I finally got live stats to load for me. Thank God. It took me a little bit here. But we can run through the scoring from the first period. Minnesota struck at the 49-second mark. It was Jonna Curtis from Amanda Boulier. And then the Riveters would strike with two of their own. At 8:03, it was Kate Leary unassisted. And then at 12:24, it was Rebecca Morse from Kaylee Hutchinson. That made it a 2-1 hockey game. The Whitecaps would strike less than a minute later. Jonna Curtis with her second goal of the game and of the season. Nicole Schammel and Megan Pizon with the assists. And then the Whitecaps would go up on that 5-on-3 power play. Allie Thunstrom from Megan Lawrence and Emma Stauber, and that made it 3-2. 5 goals scored there in that opening period. And again, shots on net even, 11 apiece. So there you have it. There's your stats and your scores. And
While you were reading those off, someone commented on our accents. We got a lot of that last year. Kelly's from Bemidji, so she has
Even
a little
worse.
bit of a stronger accent than I do. I'm from the Twin Cities originally, but I get told I have a strong Minnesota accent all the time. Someone's probably going to just say something about how I said Minnesota right there.
They make fun of us for saying "ope" when things go wrong. Yes, it is true. I live about 100 miles south of the Canadian border, so every once in a while in Bemidji, I will catch myself saying "a." Oh, yeah, I see Winnipeg.
Yep.
I also catch myself saying "yeah, sure," because I live close enough to Grand Forks and Fargo. Fargo, yeah.
Yeah. So if it's something that annoys you and it's all you can focus on, I'm sorry. We go completely unaware of it for the most part until somebody points it out. But yeah, we do have some thick Minnesota accents. It's kind of out of our control at certain points. But
exactly.
Hopefully at least somebody can get a laugh out of it.
Well, we did get one question. I'm just going to put it out there and answer it quickly, asking about the players that are doing the PWHPA tour. We wish them the best this season, and that's all we can say. We wish them the best. We miss them on the ice, but you know what? This NWHL season is going to be so much fun. And a shout out, while we're mentioning that, a shout out to Anya Packer, who probably is listening right now, being part of the NWHL's Players Association and all that she has done for the league. Her, Danny Ranlin, Haley Moore, and the rest of the staff, a shout out to them. Thanks for keeping things moving in the right direction. Definitely positives happening here this season, despite the turmoil this summer. So that's all.
Yeah.
We're just going to move forward.
And we're excited to be back. Hopefully this season has a lot of exciting things in store for these teams and these players, and a lot of new players in the league, a lot of players on new teams than they were last year. We talked about the Riveters as one of the teams that have a completely new looking lineup. And I want to mention, Kelly and I were talking about this before the game, but in a post-game interview after the Boston Pride loss the loss to the Boston Pride, I should say, the Riveters had last week, and Madison Packer said, and I quote, that she felt the Riveters were a little bit underestimated, but she mentioned that she thinks that could be a good thing, or that they could use that to their advantage. And I think that's such a great comment. I really like that. It's something that stood out to me because you obviously, if you're a team that comes in with high expectations, you got to live up to that. But those teams that are underestimated, when they surprise people, that's pretty fun too. So we'll see if the Riveters are able to maybe make some people shake their heads at that comment. So far, they're making a good name for themselves in this game.
Kate Leary was the first player into the offensive zone on this power play. Packer, top of the left circle. Back to the blue line, Murphy. Murphy looks for Hutchinson. Back to Packer. Packer's shot blocked. Whitecaps able to clear. Back up the ice shorthanded. A 3-on-1 for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Schmidt, oh, big save made there by Walther. What a huge save. Save of the game right there.
Woo, I'm sweating. That was spicy. Did you see that? My goodness. Shutting them down on the shorthanded rush. You love to see that.
Here comes Schammel back again. Schammel looks for the shot, makes a move. Nice big, oh, it did go in. Great big attempt by Walther, and Sam Walther not happy. I thought she had that one.
Man, she had completely stretched out into the butterfly position there, taking a look at that one. She was going post to post there. She came down completely, was on the ice, and the Whitecaps able to tuck it away. She did just about everything she could, Walther did, to make that save. Whitecaps able to capitalize, and that's going to go up as a shorthanded goal. 33 seconds remaining in this power play for the Riveters. And man, what a tough bounce for Walther after having that amazing pad save just moments before that, having the Whitecaps come right back down and tuck one home. That's tough for the Riveters there. We'll see how they're able to respond.
Schammel gets credit for the goal. Yes, that is her first pro goal. I thought she had the last one, but Baldwin's going to get the assist on it. So you got two former Gophers combining on that shorthanded goal. 18:51 left here in our second period. 4-2 Minnesota Whitecaps. Whitecaps defending their Isabel Cup championship, and obviously not going to let the Riveters spoil their banner day. We got a lot of hockey left, though. I spoke too soon, probably. I'm sure somebody's going to call me out.
Well, someone just commented that they left to go get tea and had missed both the big save and the goal. You should know better than to leave in the middle of a hockey game. Come on,
that's what intermission's for, right?
Yeah.
4-2 our score. Whitecaps trying to clear their zone. Nice defensive work there by Mallory Rushton. Again, she's had such a strong game defensively there at the blue line. Along the near wall. Thunstrom wasn't able to poke check it out, kept in play again. This time Kendall Kornheim holds. And a shot fired right through traffic by Rushton.
I just want to comment quick. Somebody asked about, or talked to, a couple people are talking about the speed of the Whitecaps, which we saw a lot of last year as well. Somebody specifically asked if they have any speed skating backgrounds, which
Absolutely.
we do have a player on the team. Allie Thunstrom came from a speed skating background, so good eye on that one to pick up on the speed of the Whitecaps and to specifically recognize that there might have been some specific speed practice going on there.
Well, what was so fun last year is Allie Thunstrom's speed, along with Kendall Coyne-Schofield. Those two, man, out on the ice were crazy fast. Of course, Allie, a former speed skater, so always fun to see Allie up and down the ice. I had a chance to visit with her briefly. Oh, shot fired way over the head of Levier there. Had a chance to visit with her and Brooke White-Lancet at the Minnesota Vixens professional women's football game that I broadcast earlier this spring, right after our hockey season ended. I started football, and that was fun. Shout out to the Vixen, as they've supported the Minnesota Whitecaps as well, but they had Allie and Brooke as their official coin toss for their home opener this past, or second game this season. So that was fun to see a couple of Whitecaps players after the Isabel Cup championship. Here comes Curtis, nice moves, a pass. Oh, nice big save there by Sam Walther. She stops Megan Pizon.
What a great play on that opportunity.
Now a 3-on-1 for the Rivs, and that one's just lifted high there by Nicole Arnold. Arnold tries to wrap around. Levier tries to go down on top of it. And a penalty coming up here. It'll be called against the Whitecaps, I believe.
The Whitecaps, yeah.
It looks like they're going to send Kelsey Klein to the penalty box, the first-year Whitecap out of, she also played for the Minnesota Gophers. She's from Bloomington, Minnesota. There are 20 players on this Minnesota Whitecaps from the state of hockey, 14 of which played in the WCHA. I'm throwing that out there once. That's it. I got called out last year for mentioning the WCHA, but I'm sorry. I've been covering the league for 13 years.
Somebody just asked what the shots on net are right now. It's all even up at 10 apiece here going into this power play for the Riveters.
So that last goal scored in the 57-second mark of our second period, Nicole Schammel. They're saying it's unassisted now on the live stats. A shorthanded goal put the Whitecaps up 4-2. Now there's some discussion down at the Riveters bench with the referees.
Well, and Levier just came out to the faceoff dot to speak with one of the referees as well. I'm not sure if there's maybe some disagreement on the penalty that was called.
The first-year head coach of the Metropolitan Riveters, Ivo Mochek, hopefully I pronounced his name right, was asking some questions down there. Oh, now they're going to put,
the penalty.
They're going to even them up, it looks like. So headed to the penalty box was Tatiana Shedilova, a member of the Russian national team now playing with the Riveters. She is the youngest in the NWHL right now, 20 years old. She's the third Russian to play for the Rivs. Participated in the 2016 and 2017 U18 Worlds for Russia. And she is in the penalty box.
Well, we'll see some open ice here now. A little bit of 4-on-4 action. We haven't seen that yet.
We're going to look at the replay here shortly. The replay is showing. We watch it. Slashing was the call against Shedilova and holding.
Yeah, there was kind of a bit of a melee out front. A couple players went down, so I didn't even know when it happened live exactly what the penalties were, but the Whitecaps getting a holding and the Riveters getting a slashing. So 4-on-4 action here. Some open ice. We'll see if either team is able to capitalize.
Minute 42 left in those penalties. Here comes Thunstrom. Of course, the speed and the space gives Thunstrom a lot of room to move with her speed on this 4-on-4. Also out there for the Whitecaps is Barnes, Baldwin, and looks like, let's see, Thunstrom, Boulier, that's what I was looking for. Ooh, right through traffic. That was kicked away by Sam Walter. Back the other way. Here come the Rivs. Brooke Baker sent it into the offensive zone. Kaylee Hutchinson comes out on the ice. Madison Packer out there as well. Rivs will carry it back the other way. Here comes Hutchinson. She'll try to split the D. Wasn't able to get the shot off. Whitecaps will steal. Boulier fires it out to center. It's intercepted. Arnold carries it right back in. And on the right side, slides it through traffic. Packer tries to backhand it. Levier stops the puck. Boulier now with it. Driven around the near wall. Picked up there by Stephanie Anderson. Anderson drives it up the ice. She'll stay out there. Oh, shot the goal off the rebound. And the Whitecaps go up 5-2. 4-on-4 goal. And they are giving that goal to Megan Lawrence.
What a great play off the boards there to get Lawrence the feed. She comes in and takes the first shot. It kind of bounced up on Walter, and she gets the rebound. Again, it seems like the story of the game for every goal that's been scored, it's been either a rebound or a weird bounce out front that's made the puck end up in the back of the net. And the Whitecaps able to capitalize on the open ice and take the 5-2 lead.
A 4-on-4 goal there for the Minnesota Whitecaps. 14 minutes left in the second. 5-2 Whitecaps lead. 13 shots on net for the Whitecaps, 11 shots on net for the Riveters. They have not updated the live stats yet. Actually, they just did. 5:43 the time of the goal. Megan Lawrence from Stephanie Anderson. And of course, I'm familiar with Steph. She played her first season with the Minnesota Gophers and then transferred to Bemidji State. And I had the privilege of watching her for her sophomore, junior, and senior year. Now here come the Riveters back inside the offensive zone. Kick save made by Levier, and nobody there for the Rivs for the rebound. Whitecaps are able to clear, but Steph played for the Whitecaps after her years at BSU, before they were pro, played for the Whitecaps, and then went on to play for the CWHL for the Kunlun Red Stars and the Shenzhen Van Rays. Another shot comes off the left-hand side there for Nichelle Simon. Her story also very interesting,
Yes.
but
We can maybe talk about that in the next intermission. That is a cool story.
it is a great story. But I've known Steph for a long time. Obviously, her story is interesting too because a former Gopher, she scored the game-winning goal in the final face-off semifinals against the Gophers to win 1-0 and take Bemidji State to their first ever WCHA final face-off championship game where they lost to the Wisconsin Badgers, which is also Madison Packer's former team. Of course, she had already graduated.
Yeah.
But Steph played against Packer, so they're familiar with each other. And we get another penalty called, this time against the Minnesota Whitecaps.
Yeah,
So
it's a cross-checking penalty against Baldwin. And somebody said in the comments while you were talking there that Alexis has cursed the Riveters. Listen, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm doing my best out here. I'm not trying to curse anybody. I just have a really bad jinx. That's just all it is, and I'm sorry.
That's like saying that a goalie's posting a shutout.
Yeah, you just, I have the kiss of death every time. I don't know what it is.
A pitcher is pitching a no-hitter. Yeah, you just don't go there. Don't go there.
I just won't say anything for the rest of the game. Just know I'm here and I'm watching.
No, you can talk. Help me talk. So 1:36 left on the penalty time to Baldwin. And the Riveters are on their power play here. Another shot. Big stop there. It came off the back wall, actually. Looked like it was headed toward the net. Rivs with a setup. Oh, fanning on the shot. That was Brooke Baker hanging out over on the near side of the doorstep. And the puck's going to sail all the way up the ice. That'll give the Whitecaps a chance to change up their penalty killers. Stauber, Klein, Lawrence, and Richards. Hutchinson for the Rivs out there. Also out there, Packer, Madison Packer. I always said she had the coolest name as a Badger, Wisconsin Badger. I mean, like, seriously? Could you be any more Wisconsin? Obviously, the University of Wisconsin in Madison, Wisconsin. And Packer, of course, Wisconsin people are Packer fans. So Riveters people are also Packer fans, I'm sure. Well, this Packer, anyway. 11:22 to play here in our second period. 48 seconds left on that power play for Metro Riveters. Near corner. That was Colleen Murphy. Back to the near side of the blue line. A battle there between Packer and Richards. They had been chirping at each other on Twitter all week about today's game. It was kind of fun there to see the two of them kind of jarring. Oh, shorthanded goal, Megan Lawrence! Wow, ouch. 6-2 Whitecaps. 10:50 to play. Second shorty, and it looks like Sam Walther's day is done, folks. She's headed off to the bench. They're going to put DiMartino in.
Man, that's a tough way to finish the game for Walther here, but man, what a shot by Lawrence. She went short side on that, and she just put that one home. Pretty impressive shot to put the Whitecaps up 6-2, their second shorthanded goal of the game today.
Megan Lawrence, 5'6" forward out of Mounds View, Minnesota, former Gopher. Whitecaps back to full strength, and they're still buzzing. Boulier drops it off for Brooke Lancet White. Stephanie Anderson out there. Rosenthal as well. Flipped back. Inside Minnesota zone, Rosenthal. Headman pass to White. That one just jumps her stick. Rosenthal again. Lost an edge there in the corner. She'll find Pizan. Here comes Pizan. She'll skate it out of the zone. Her headman pass for Haley Schmidt bounced off of her skates. 9:43 left here in our second period. A 6-2 lead for the Whitecaps. Nicole Schammel up the ice. Schammel gets stopped there. Nice defensive work by the Riveters. Riveters trying to catch the Whitecaps on a change. That shot comes from inside the left circle. Riveters out shooting the Whitecaps now 16-14 here in the second period, but find themselves down by 4 goals.
Well, I know as a Rivs fan, it's frustrating, and I'm sure the Rivs team is feeling frustrated as well to have to switch out the goalie. That's always a tough decision as a coach to make because obviously the goaltender doesn't want to feel that way, but they put in a new goalie. We'll see if they're able to turn it around here.
We're going to take a break and come back. 6-2 our score. Whitecaps lead with 9:27 left to play in our second period. You're watching Twitch. Riveters trying to strike here with 8:11 left in our second period. The Whitecaps will exit, send it up the ice. Thunstrom with some speed, we'll get to it. She was chasing down Colleen Murphy, back wall. Rivs, rink-wide pass. Nice job there. Found Madison Packer. Packer blasts that one toward the net. Is sent aside there by Amanda Levier. Whitecaps again get the puck. They'll fire it out to center. Flipped ahead, Michelle Simon.
Yeah, sorry about the audio issues there for a second. They heard I was jinxing the Rivs and cut my mic.
Not true, not true. 6-2 our score here at Tria Rink in St. Paul. The Minnesota Whitecaps raised their Isabel Cup championship banner today. They had the trophy out on the ice beforehand. And they are leading by 4. 7:21 left here in our second period. A face-off just to the left of new goaltender Dana DiMartino for the Riveters. Sam Walter was pulled, giving up 6 goals here in this hockey game, including 2 shorthanded goals in our second period. We'll get you caught up on all the scoring here coming up. Next break. Ooh, shot right from the shots on net, 18-15 in favor of the Riveters as they go back on the power play. I'm gonna pull up the stats here, see if I can find power play. Shot taken there by Packer. Was blocked. Bouncing puck gets past everyone. Chasing it down was Rebecca Morse. Whitecaps had sent it up the ice. We get a face-off. Inside of Riveter territory. Kendall Cornine to face off against Nicole Schammel. Cornine had won the draw. Riveters send the puck all the way up toward the Whitecaps blue line. Puck flung into the left-hand corner. Looking for it was Packer. She'll collect it, send it back to the blue line. Rebecca Morse to Packer. Packer's one-timer tipped toward the net. Came off the stick of Simon. And Amanda Levier comes up with a save. 1:07 left in the penalty time to Megan Lawrence. 6:12 to play here in our second period. A 6-2 lead for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Face off left circle. We're going to get a Whitecaps player coming off. They would have gotten caught for too many players there on that penalty kill. Had Rosenthal come out. Shot, Hutchinson, loose puck, picked up there by Thunstrom. She'll carry it around, out to center. It gets past Packer. Packer comes up with it. And a penalty coming up here, a slash. That'll be called against Madison Packer.
Yeah, that'll put us on 4-on-4 again. The Whitecaps were able to capitalize on the last one. About 48 seconds of 4-on-4 here. I saw someone in the comments asked about a icing call and why it wasn't icing. So for anybody who's maybe a new hockey fan or doesn't understand the rules as much, you are allowed to ice on the penalty kill. I'm assuming that's what they were asking about. So just to clarify for people who were wondering about that.
So 44 seconds left on the penalty time to Lawrence. 1:56 left on the penalty time for Packer. So the Whitecaps will go on a power play. It'll be like 1:10 left on the penalty time to Packer. Riveters able to clear the puck up the ice. It's picked up there by the Whitecaps. Emma Stauber. Stauber got bumped off of it. Schammel will clear it. Rink wide over to Curtis. Sent right back in by Nicole Arnold of the Riveters. Schammel pushes Colleen Murphy onto her feet. Whitecaps will keep the play alive. Oh, briefly. It looked like Winnie Brown was trying to keep the play alive, and it just squirted out of that blue line. 2 seconds left on the penalty time for Lawrence. 1:14 left in the penalty time to Madison Packer. We'll have 1:12 left in a power play for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Schammel lost the face-off. Kendall Cornine won it. Whitecaps back to full strength. Baldwin not able to keep the play out of her zone. She'll chase it to the back wall. Baldwin comes away with it. Sid Baldwin skates it all the way up the ice all alone. She'll try to wrap that one. Actually, she's going to send it back to the blue line for her former teammate, Schammel. Schammel. Missing the one-timer was Curtis.
That was a great defensive play there to get the stick in there and break up that opportunity, because if that puck would have gotten across, would have been a wide open net to shoot at.
Back to the blue line, or inside the left circle. A shot that goes tipped in off of the stick of Schammel. Boulier set that one up perfectly. 7-2, a power play goal with 31 seconds left on that penalty time to Madison Packer.
That one's a real dagger if you're a Riveters fan. 4:24 left to go in this second period, and the Whitecaps put up their 7th goal on the afternoon. Going to be a tough comeback if the Rivs are able to do it from here on out. The Whitecaps just packing on the goals after the Riveters, like you said earlier, took that 2-1 lead at one point in the game and haven't been able to come back from it since.
5-goal lead for the Whitecaps. Boulier gets the assist. Get you all of our scoring here. 7-2 Whitecaps, just under 4 minutes to play in our second period. Anderson tries to break it out of the zone. Lawrence not able to poke check it away. Anderson sends it out to center for Schmidt. Fired ahead by Klein. Schmidt chases. Picked up there by Shedalova. Out to center, Thunstrom. Shedalova plays it back. Found Murphy. Now over on that far side, stolen away by Stauber. Into the offensive zone, Thunstrom chases it to the corner. She's getting pestered there by Hutchinson. Fired ahead, and here come the Rivs back the other way. Shadalova with a shot. Kick save made there by Levier. 3:03 to play. 7-2. Minnesota Whitecaps lead here in the second period. Barnes not able to clear. Ooh, right toward the net. Leary was looking for that one. Richards ties it up. Leary not able to get to it. Whitecaps able to break it out. Here comes Barnes. Lauren Barnes sends that one toward the net. Stopped. Big stop there by DiMartino. Back wall. Barnes. And Pizon battling for the puck. Whitecaps steal. Poke checked away. Nice defensive work there by the forward, Kendall Cornine. She'll carry the puck to the blue line. And offside will be the call against the Minnesota Whitecaps.
Somebody said in the comments that a 5-goal lead is the most dangerous lead to have in hockey, which is a hilarious quip on the classic 2-goal lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. That's funny. You guys are cracking me up today.
Well, I will say this much. I listened to Bemidji State men's hockey lose a 4-1 lead to St. Cloud State last night. So no lead is safe, folks. No lead is safe.
To my my former college.
Yes, against my former college. We got jabs going against each other. Nice big save. Huge. 2 back-to-back saves there by Dana DiMartino. I have a feeling she'll be starting tomorrow. She's come up with some huge saves here so far. Has only given up 1 to the Whitecaps, who've been awfully dangerous today.
Yeah, they're going to have to run that back in slow motion. She made so many saves so quickly, I couldn't even keep up with it. But she looking pretty confident in that play specifically. And so far in this game, it's a tough spot to have a goalie get thrown into. Really no warm-up, just coming in the middle of the game when your team is down. And she's looked good so far.
That last goal scored for the Minnesota Wild by Jonna Curtis, her 3rd hat trick. I missed the hat trick. Hat trick for Curtis here today. Amanda Boulier had the assist, and actually, we're going to get another penalty here. And it looks like
the Whitecaps are going to be taking a penalty.
Haley Schmid. Or actually, we're going to watch.
I think they're getting both. Is she maybe getting a diving and a...
Yeah, I don't know. We're going to rewatch this, see what happened here. They both went into the boards. I don't know why they were calling the Riveters player on that one.
We'll let you know as soon as we hear the call. I would assume they're maybe going to give her a dive. I don't know what else she would be getting a penalty for in that situation.
Brooke Baker went down with Haley Schmidt, but it looked like Schmidt had pulled her down.
Yeah, I
don't know. Matching minors. 1 minute left here.
Oh, she's getting a holding penalty.
Oh, okay.
Seems like a weird call if you ask me, but I guess the ref saw something different than we did.
So 43 seconds left in our second period, actually now 39 seconds, a minute 33 left in the penalty time. So those two penalties will be carried on into the third period. 30 seconds left here, 7-2, Minnesota Whitecaps lead, a 4-on-4 to finish up the second period.
I just want to clarify too, I didn't think she was diving on that play. I was just saying that maybe that's what the referee saw. Yeah, because I was trying to figure out what they could have possibly been calling.
Oh, we got some extracurriculars going on here after the whistle between Thunstrom and the alternate captain of the Riveters, Rebecca Morse.
That's kind of to be expected in a game like this. We still have a whole period to go, believe it or not, so hang on to your seats, everybody, because we still got a ways to go in this game. But with the 7-2 lead by the Whitecaps, a lot of penalties called in this game. You can expect it to get a little chippy. Someone asked a little bit ago what the shots on goal are. All evened up again, this time at 21 apiece. So the Riveters getting their opportunities despite the score and how lopsided it is. But
we get another icing call. You're talking about Rebecca Morse. She has played for the Riveters the last 3 seasons, since 16-17 season, and in 18 games played has 1 goal and 1 assist. Formerly of Providence, and that's who my Bemidji State team got beat by 5-1 yesterday. So there you go, Providence. Little shout out for those folks out east. 2.5 seconds left here in the second period. There will be 56 seconds left in the penalty time to both Schmidt and Baker when we come back for our third period. So a 7-2 lead for the Minnesota Whitecaps here at Tria Rink. I'm really not surprised that the Whitecaps have been able to put up that many goals just based on the adrenaline, the excitement. They're back home. It's the Isabel Cup Championship banner day. I expected to see a lot of that, but I didn't expect to see the Riveters give up that many.
Yeah, it's a tough spot for the Riveters to be in here, but we got a whole period to go. There's no lead that's too big to come back from, so we'll see if they can start chipping away at this deficit and maybe get themselves back into this game.
We will come back with our stats from the second period. We'll run through our scoring as well. We take a break here. Thanks to everybody chiming in on Twitch. You're watching the NWHL. Minnesota Whitecaps lead 7-2 over the Riveters here after 2 periods of play. Welcome back to Tria Rink here in St. Paul. The Minnesota Whitecaps with a 7-2 lead after 2 periods of play. We take a look at some of our highlights from that second period. Of course, the Whitecaps with 4 goals there in that second period. The Whitecaps' Nicole Schammel striking with her first career goal as an NWHL player. That came at the 57-second mark, a shorthanded goal. The Riveters struggling on the power play. Take a look at that one right here. And Schammel just getting Walther beat on that far side. Nice job there by the Whitecaps. Another opportunity there. That one was Megan Lawrence catching her own rebound. She would also strike with a shorthanded goal here. Just putting that one right through the legs of Walther, and that would be the end of the day for Sam Walther of the Riveters. Now the Riveters did get a couple of great looks on net, one by Kendall Cornine, and that one there they tried to tip in off of a rebound. But the Whitecaps would add to their tally, catching DiMartino off on that last play. That was a Jonna Curtis goal, her 3rd of the game. That one came at 15:36 on the power play. So Megan Lawrence with a 2-goal second period. Nicole Schammel got the scoring started, and really has been the name of the game here for Minnesota. Is a lot of scoring, 6 unanswered here after the Metropolitan Riveters had a 2-1 lead there in that first period.
Yeah, Jonna Curtis coming in hot with the hat trick on game 1. She's going to maybe match her goals from all of last year in today's game alone. She had 8 last year. She's already got 3 tonight. I don't know what's going on, but she was ready to go today. I was looking at the comments again. We're trying to keep up with what you guys are saying. You're keeping us entertained here. You've got a lot of good things that you guys are talking about. I've noticed a movement is starting in the comments. Cut the mic for the ribs movement is going on. So you guys are relentless today. I should have just stayed at home. I don't know. I didn't mean to jinx it so hard. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some exciting stuff happen for the Rivs in the 3rd period here.
We have somebody asking about those last 2 penalties. Both, it looks like, according to the live stats, Haley Schmidt and Brooke Baker were both called for holding. Now, I could see the call against Minnesota,
yep,
but I don't understand the call against Brooke Baker. Honestly, from our vantage point, we're right above, the ice.
Yeah.
We've got a great view of it. It didn't look like it was, it should be matching penalties. So Riveters fans, you can be kind of, we're not taking sides or anything. We're not referees by any means. I am not saying that the refs called it wrong. I'm just saying that it just didn't look like it was an evenly called.
I would say overall it seems like the refs have been calling penalties as they should be called. So for the most part, no complaints. But yeah, that last one, definitely a bit of a head scratcher. Hopefully at this point it doesn't cost the Rivs too much. In a game like this, those ones are, in my opinion, a little bit easier to not get too worked up about because the game is such a big difference in goals. In a closer game, those calls might be a little bit more frustrating. But yeah, I don't know what they saw in that one. Kelly and I agree it was maybe the wrong call, but we'll see if the Rivs are able to come back in this 3rd period. I know I was seeing a couple comments on Twitch here about how people were noticing the ice seems a little choppy today, and I actually did notice that in the first period, and I thought maybe it was just me because I was like, well, maybe I'm just imagining things, but some people were talking about it as well. So I'm not sure if maybe the ice was a little soft this morning, and so they maybe cranked up the air conditioning here to get the arena cooler, because Kelly mentioned that it did feel a little bit colder in the arena today, which usually means that earlier in the day it was warmer, and so they had to compensate for that and then crank up the air conditioning. So maybe the ice was a little chippy this morning, a little soft, and they were trying to fix it. Normally you don't see that in Minnesota rinks because the temperature is fairly cold in Minnesota pretty much all of hockey season.
Especially this weekend.
Yeah, and it's been cold here in Minnesota this weekend. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I did notice it as well. And, even the goals have been kind of weird bounces, and I've noticed some weird plays where even players were kind of going down in spots where I'm like, why are they falling in that area, in that play? So maybe the ice is giving them some issues. Obviously, we don't know as announcers what the ice feels like, but just by the looks of it, it seems that it might be a little bit soft today. So I don't know what else to really say about that other than I did notice it. So
Well, I will say this, thanks to everybody who's chiming in on Twitch. This has been so much fun this year to have the communication between everybody. Yeah, if you have questions for us, let us know what you want to hear about. But I know I mentioned earlier in our hockey game that Audra Richards, who formerly played for the Riveters last year, who made the NWHL All-Star game last year, I had a chance to hang out with her in Nashville after the game, and she is just one of the coolest people. Her family, her sister, I think it was her sister or brother, they all traveled from Minnesota down to Nashville, and then they drove back the night after the All-Star game. But she scored the league's only hat trick last year. Now, I wonder if she gave her new teammate, Jonna Curtis, any tips on those hat tricks, because Jonna now has a hat trick here today. So that pretty cool to see the last year's two rookies. They were both tops in the league. Of course, Jonna getting the Rookie of the Year, but Audra right behind her had a great season. Both played at that NWHL All-Star game in Nashville, and to be honest, it was probably the highlight of my year besides the Isabel Cup Championship. Just getting a chance to be part of that in the city of Nashville was so awesome to all of us when we were down there. So cool stuff to see these two on the same team together. I'm super excited. Of course, Audra Richards from Minnesota here. She's from Maplewood. So is Stephanie Anderson. Those two, really cool story between Steph and Audra. I've known Stephanie's mom and dad, Jean and Mike, for a long time because of BSU, and of course Steph's dad, a former Gopher and a former Buffalo Sabre draft pick. That's the only NHL comment I'm going to make all day. But I got a message from Steph's mom because I asked her. I said, I know Audra and Steph have known each other for a very long time. Stephanie Anderson was the one who talked Audra Richards into trying out for the Minnesota Thoroughbreds back when they were youth. They played together for 2 years, and they were always together, and that's how the Andersons became friends with Audra. She went off to Maine and played for the Black Bears while Steph went to the Gophers, but they've been friends since they were in middle school. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really nice to see those connections, and you know, the hockey community, although it's large, it's a small world when you really start to think about it and break down these connections, especially here in a place like Minnesota where hockey is such a huge part of our community and our culture. And so it's really cool when you start to see those connections and these players who've played together when they were younger or in college together or in minor league teams, and then seeing them be able to reconnect as pros is such a cool story, and I'm sure so fun for them. It's fun for us to talk about. I imagine it's 10 times more exciting for them to actually be a part of it. So yeah, I love seeing those connections. Anytime that happens, it's always an exciting thing to talk about.
Probably one of my favorite stories, though, from the Riveters.
Yes, you need to cover that.
Nichelle Simon.
Yes.
I was doing some research last night, and I found that article about her. She has done it all, let me tell you. Okay, her story is so inspiring. First of all, she is the oldest rookie in NWHL history, 36 years old. She's a breast cancer survivor. She participated in American Ninja Warrior and only started playing hockey at the age of 17. I'm like, see, if I had only started a little earlier. I'm too old to play hockey now, but she went from living in Atlanta, Georgia, to going to one of the premier prep schools, Shattuck St. Mary, which here is in Rochester, Minnesota, or down by Faribault, and has produced so many Olympians, so many members of the national team and college hockey elite players. It's cool. Her story is just cool. If you get a chance, Google. There's this great story Hockey News did on her, and I loved reading every bit of it last night.
Yeah, and especially because the NWHL is so early on in its existence, excuse me. We get a lot of those cool stories about these players that came from here or did this beforehand and then worked their way into the NWHL, especially here for the Whitecaps, it being only their second season. You just get so many of those cool stories, like where were they beforehand? What were they doing beforehand, before the NWHL was around, before this opportunity was available to them? So I love hearing those stories and kind of, you know, what were they doing? How did they get here? It's always fun to hear about people's backgrounds, especially so early on in the existence of the NWHL.
We are about 5.5 minutes away from the start of our third period. Again, a 7-2 Minnesota Whitecaps lead. Thanks to everybody who's chimed in on Twitch. Also, if you do get a subscription to the NWHL on Twitch, that money goes right back to the players and to the league. So thanks to everybody. I've seen a lot of people donating today and giving. That's awesome. I know the league and the players appreciate all of the support that they can get. We should mention too, we had a great crowd here today at TRIA. We still have one more period of hockey to play. Couple of youth teams. I see a lot of jerseys out there. I had a chance on my way in to today's game. Ran into a couple, and I actually ran into the woman, and I'm like, "Hey, are you a parent?" Because she looks about the right age, and she's like, "No, I'm just a big fan. My husband and I, this is our second year season ticket holders here for the Minnesota Whitecaps." And a shout out to the Yates family. They are here, second year season ticket holders. Of course, there are a few season tickets still left for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Get your hands on those. Of course, the cool thing that they did this year for the Minnesota Whitecaps is that they have general admission seats, but their season ticket holders don't have to get here early to get good seats. They've got guaranteed section for those season ticket holders this year. Last year was kind of a first come, first serve. Yeah. And it was a crazy battle trying to get those good seats.
Yeah, it's pretty cool seeing the people who come out to support. Somebody just chimed in to the guy in the second row in the shorts behind the visitors' penalty box. How's it going? Happy you're here.
Wait, oh, there he is.
Yeah, I definitely see him. Maybe,
I see him.
Maybe if the leg stops after a while here, he'll look up and see us. We can give him a little bit of a wave.
We should. I wonder, can we chime in?
I
Alexis,
think you can.
Let's see if we can chime in. We see the guy in the shorts. Oh, it won't let me. We'll have to figure out Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm all new to this too, so.
Yeah, we've got a couple minutes to go here before the third period. So if you guys have any questions about, Kelly or I, the team, being here in Minnesota, if you want to know how cold it is, how long it takes before we change out of our shorts into our long pants, we're happy to answer any of those questions.
Oh, my shorts have been put away. I'm about 4 hours north of the Twin Cities, and it's been a lot colder up there than it has.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, somebody needs to bring us some chip witches.
Yes.
They are a new sponsor of the NWHL. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I love ice cream. Bring it on.
Ice cream,
and
coffee.
Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Dunkin'.
Hey,
Where's our Dunkin'?
I'll open the door for you to the press box. Just bring it right on up.
Dunkin', chip witch. There's a lot of great supporters.
Yeah.
Veda, again, a supporter of the NWHL again this year. Lots of great folks. Breaking news, long pants are pants. Yes, they are. Alexis. Dunks, yes. What's a chip witch?
It's an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, it's got 2 chocolate chip cookies with vanilla ice cream in the middle. It's the best thing ever. Of course, it's crazy. People in Minnesota think, oh, yeah, it's winter. We don't eat ice cream. Oh, no. I eat ice cream all year round, and it shows.
I'm getting made fun of for saying long pants. What?
It's not chip twitch. It's chip witch. I love it. I love it. Getting questions about what rules, if any, differ from the NHL. Really none, except for checking.
That's really about it. Yep.
Women can't check.
Obviously, we have different replay rules here and stuff, too, just because of technology limitations. But, yeah, it's pretty much the same other than that.
I like that. Post-cubicle Kyle says ice cream is not categorized as a summer treat. Yes!
Ice cream never out of season. That's true. That's a
roller
movement
controller.
I can get behind.
I'm with you. Okay. Now, awesome. How did this suddenly become the most fun channel on Twitch? Thanks, Gek Tech.
Yes.
Love it.
And someone said there's also no trapezoid rule, which is right. So in the NHL, the goaltender has limitations on where they can play the puck. But in the NWHL, we do not have that rule, which I like because I do not like the trapezoid rule in the NHL. So I'm really happy that they have that here in the NWHL. I think it opens it up for more puck movement.
And that's the same in women's college hockey as well, because yesterday I saw a play between Bemidji State and Providence where their goaltender literally came out between the dots and she made a save. And I'm like, why is that not a penalty? And then I remembered it is a different.
And someone asked how many games are in the season. So last season, this was actually a change. So if you're a new fan of the NWHL, last season there was 16 games in a season. So they played 8 home games, 8 road games, and then plus playoff games. Now they have 24 games in a season, so 12 at home, 12 on the road, plus their playoff games. So they did expand the season a bit.
Okay, the baby boar is tuned in. He said, last year an ice cream truck drove down my street in the middle of the snowstorm and ran out into the snow. Nice. Well, if they've got chip witch, I am there. I'll run out into the street for that one. So I love it. I love all the messages. Thanks everybody. Again, we've got ourselves a 7-2 lead for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Your reigning Isabel Cup champions.
Yeah, who wants to see a 5-goal comeback? How about some overtime? Someone,
Oh,
I probably just jinxed it. Who doesn't want to see a 5-goal comeback? There, how's that?
They're going to make you turn your mic off. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting. Lots of players have goals so far for the Caps. I will run through our scoring while we have a moment here. Again, a 7-2 game. Goals scored by Minnesota's Jonna Curtis. She has 3. Allie Thunstrom, Nicole Schammel, Megan Lawrence has 2. For the Metropolitan Riveters, Kate Leary and Rebecca Morse, those both coming in the first period. We are underway here, first 10 seconds of our third period. And the Riveters will carry the puck into the offensive zone. It's quickly stolen. Baldwin. Now to Boulier. She has it stripped right off of her stick by the captain, Madison Packer.
Someone just said in the comments, Alexis is powerful. You know what? That's the kind of support I need. Thank you, guys. Did you ever think that maybe if you support me, that maybe I can jinx things in your favor? You got to stop turning against me.
I have to admit, I love the handles. Kid of the third. Alexis is powerful. That should be screenshotted. Oh, boy.
When I hang that up on my fridge at home.
Oh, we started out 4-on-4 here in this third period. Might add a Haley Schmidt and Brooke Baker in the penalty box, respectively, for their teams. 4 more seconds left on that 4-on-4. 19:08 left in our third period. A 5-goal lead for the Whitecaps, and like Alexis called it, she wants an overtime game.
Come on, let's see it. As I always like to say, the first step to a comeback is a deficit. That's my favorite saying as an announcer.
There you go.
And you already got the deficit, so now you got to make the comeback happen. Let's see it.
Schmidt and Baker out of the penalty box. Both teams back to full strength. Here come the Rivs with a shot. Big save made there by Levier. Colleen Murphy had that shot. Picked up at the back wall. Rushton was trying to center it out to the front of the net, wasn't able to. We get ourselves a whistle here. A 7-2 lead for the Minnesota Whitecaps. Again, Jonna Curtis with a hat trick today. And again, thanks to everybody at Twitch and for chiming in today.
People are asking about overtime rules. They're bracing for some overtime today.
I'm not ready for that yet. Richards drives the puck into the offensive zone, gets her stick there wrapped up a little bit on the back of Nicole Arnold. Now Klein will have to chase the puck back the other way. It'll be right onto the stick of Levier, so there's no icing. She's just going to put her glove down and control the puck. 18:08 to play in our third period. Again, the Whitecaps got on the scoreboard first in the first, Jonna Curtis, but it was the Riveters who answered back quickly. Kate Leary and Rebecca Morse. And then it's been all Minnesota Whitecaps. 2 shorthanded goals there in the second period by Schammel and Lawrence, 2 former Gophers. I had to do some math during one of our breaks. There are 6 Gophers, former Gophers on this Whitecaps team, not counting Stephanie Anderson and Nina Rogers, who both played 1 year for the Gophers prior to transferring. So you got 8 who are very familiar with each other.
That was a dangerous play. Levier kicked out that save right into the slot.
Here's a 2-on-1 for the Whitecaps. Thunstrom and Richards. Thunstrom takes the shot. Big rebound given up there by DiMartino. It's always hard when they switch goaltenders halfway through a game. You
Trying
have to
remember the names.
Remember, it's not Walther now.
Got to clear up some more space in my brain.
I hear ya. 23 shots on net for the Rivs, 22 for the Caps. 17:02 to play. Whitecaps trying to strike again. Pizan skates over to the far wall. She gets bumped out of the play. Nice defensive work there by Colleen Murphy. Now Packer back to Simon with a shot. Her shot was blocked out in front by Pizan, who's able to clear. Down below at the center line, Hutchinson carries it back into the offensive zone. Hutchinson with a shot, kick save made there by Lev. Now Boulier over to Curtis. Curtis carries it right up the slot, makes a move, and shoots and scores. 4 goals for Jonna Curtis here today. 16-18 to play in our third 8-2 Whitecaps.
It's the Gettysburg hat trick, 4 score.
A beautiful play. You caught me off guard with that comment. Okay, help me. Twitch people, what did you think of that one? Jonna Curtis, man, she is so fun to watch and so dangerous. Of course, not so fun to watch if you are the opposing team, but wow, that was incredible. Rivs with the puck. Nicely played off of the skate to her stick by Brooke Baker. Amanda Boulier will get the assist on that goal. 4 goals here today for Curtis. That's our MVP.
People are loving my Gettysburg hat trick comment in the comments. Thanks, guys. I'll be here all week.
Stephanie Anderson got lifted off of her skates. We got another penalty coming up against the Rivs. Anderson got tripped. Actually, it's going to be interference because it came at the blue line. It looked like she got tripped, but I didn't have the full angle. It was right down below us.
Yeah, the sight line for us right along the wall where the benches are is the hardest for us to see. We have to basically lean over and get a rope to bring us down to the ice to see what's happening on that side of the rink. So some of those plays are a little bit harder.
We're going to watch this on replay, I guess. Oh, maybe not. So in the penalty box is Rebecca Morse. 15:38 to play, 8-2. Whitecaps lead. Stauber to the corner to Lawrence. Oh, now they show it. Oof, yeah, definitely interference there at the blue line. Stauber winds up and fires. That one just sailed wide. DiMartino moved from one side to the other. Now Brown. White. Anderson back to Brown. Inside the left circle. Stauber, her shot sails. Anderson, nice play there by Steph Anderson to keep the Rivs from getting anything going back the other way. Brown, down low. She'll skate it over to the left corner. And the Rivs able to clear it up the ice. 57 seconds left in the penalty time to Murphy, or excuse me, Morse. And another penalty coming up.
Elbowing, steady march to the penalty box here.
As Emma Stauber came up full of snow. Madison Packer headed to the penalty box. So 2 Rivs in the penalty box right now. Again, Rebecca Morse in there for 46 more seconds. Madison Packer in the penalty box now.
Yeah, even if, you know, it's tough taking this many penalties because even if you're not allowing, you know, power play goals, when you're killing these penalties, you're not giving yourself chances to get your own offensive opportunities when you're just killing penalties. So regardless, the Rivs have to clean that up at least by tomorrow's game if they want to give themselves a chance to get some more scoring opportunities.
Thunstrom back to Rosenthal. Rosenthal, bottom of the left circle. Thunstrom to Klein. Klein winds up and fires. It hit traffic right out in front. Nice block there out in front by Nicole Arnold. Another blocked shot. Big defensive play by Kendall Cornine, but she wasn't able to get it all the way up the ice. Another big play there by Minnesota Whitecaps. 13:51 to play here. 3 seconds left in the penalty time to Morse. 5-on-3 is done. Klein collects the pass over on the near side. Power play for another minute 5. Whitecaps 5-on-4 hockey here. 13:33 left in our third period. Whitecaps up 8-2 after Jonna Curtis's 4th goal of the game. Baldwin collects the puck. Here comes Sydney Baldwin in on the right wing side. Whitecaps keep it alive. Good play there by Schammel at the blue line. Schammel, top of the right circle. Rink wide pass. Finds Boulier inside the circle, flips that one through traffic. And the Rivs are able to clear it up the ice. 23 seconds left on the extra attacker. Whitecaps, Jonna Curtis sends that one out to Pizan. Nice backhanded pass. Curtis tried to drive that one toward the net. Nice stop there by Arnold. That's going to do it for the penalty against Madison Packer. Both teams back to full strength.
Yeah, for how many penalties the Riveters have taken in this game, they've also had some pretty impressive penalty kills. A couple penalty kills where they've just completely shut down the Caps altogether.
Ooh.
So that's, I guess, a bright spot to take away if you're a Rivs fan, that the penalty kill is looking pretty good considering the circumstances.
Their penalty kill looks fantastic. Their power play, not so much. When you give up two shorthanded goals, they've only given up 1 power play goal here this afternoon. 24-23 shots on net in favor of the Rivs. 8-2 our score, though. The Minnesota Whitecaps with that 6-goal lead. Late here, 3rd period of our hockey game in front of a really good crowd here at Tria Rink in St. Paul. Schmidt to face off against Brooke Avery. Avery won the draw. Whitecaps. Brown. Now Schmidt back to Brown. Rink wide to Stauber inside of their own zone. Being pestered there by Bobo Cartonbay. Stephanie Anderson tried to speed out of the zone, got stopped. Anderson got a little frustrated there. Her stick went from one side of Shadalova to the other. Stauber tries to skate away. Anderson, long head man pass. Nice big play there. Here comes Lawrence with a shot, lifts that one high and wide.
That's the second time the Whitecaps have done that play with specifically Lawrence receiving the pass. She scored on the first time that they made that play earlier in the game. Not a bad idea. You got to use the boards to your advantage sometimes, and they were able to connect on the pass again. She just wasn't able to get a shot on that.
8-2 our score, 11:05 to play here in the 3rd period. That was a nice big play there by Stephanie Anderson to Megan Lawrence, though. Smart thinking. Face off just outside of the Riveters blue line. Barnes to face off against Hutchinson. She won the draw for the Rivs.
Somebody just asked what time the other game is today.
6:30.
Yep, Buffalo is at Boston, 6:30 Eastern time. So if you didn't get enough NWHL action today, we've got another game coming tonight. And then, of course, the same team's playing again tomorrow.
Both in all games this season on Twitch. Thanks to Twitch for having us this year. So far, I'm impressed. I like the chat room. Like hearing from people across the country. There's a lot of people. I saw somebody say they were from LA.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know, right? It's 32 degrees here today.
Don't tell us what the temps are. We don't want to know.
Ooh, Riveters with an opportunity there. Someone lost their stick. And back the other way, here comes Richards. She's going to send that one right off of the blocker of DiMartino. So meanwhile, the Rivs had that opportunity down here to our left. And then the Whitecaps took advantage of the block shot.
Someone just said low 70s here in South Texas. What did I just say? You guys aren't very good listeners. I said keep the temps out of the chat. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Don't want to know.
Although that's kind of cool for Texas. Yeah. Wow. I'd take that 70s right now. Says the girl who didn't wear socks to the rink today. No, I don't know. I haven't adjusted yet to the temperature change. Back behind the net of Lev. Amanda Levier hasn't had to see much action. Well, I shouldn't say that. She's had 24 shots on her. Has only given up 2, so 22 saves here today for Amanda Levier, but as of late, she hasn't seen a lot. Slid right through the slot by Curtis. Whitecaps come up with it. Pizan sends a bouncing puck to the slot. Now Boulier inside the left circle, centers that one out in front. Curtis with a backhander looking for goal number 5, and that one just missed. Baldwin to Jonna Curtis. Curtis through traffic, it bounced off the skates of Boulier. Had that been in the right place. Another bouncing puck, right through traffic. Great defensive work though. It looked like Rebecca Morse might have lifted somebody's stick there out in front. Now Brooke Baker, she'll skate around, out, sends that one right to between the face-off dot, inside the offensive zone. Colleen Murphy jams that one around the boards to the back wall. Behind Levier, battle for the puck. Brooke Avery ties it up underneath her skates. Pulled away from the wall by Carton Bay. Shadalova. Nice play there by Shadalova. She'll keep the play alive. Fires one, hits the skates of Boulier. Blocked there in the slot, now over to the near side. Whitecaps. Rink-wide pass finds Curtis. 8 minutes left in her hockey game, an 8-2 lead for the Minnesota Whitecaps.
Shots on goal are, again, even at 24 apiece, so the Riveters getting their opportunities, just haven't been able to capitalize as much as the Whitecaps today.
Again, the only 2 goals scored by Metropolitan have been scored by Kate Leary and Rebecca Morse. And to be honest, that first period, those 2 really stood out to me.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed Kate Leary as of late. Actually, I haven't even seen her out on the ice as of late. Oh, there she is. She's out there now. But I hadn't noticed her for a while.
And I know, too, that on a day like today, it's hard to, if you're a Rivs fan, look at the goaltenders and be completely satisfied. But they've been making some great saves today. The Whitecaps have had a lot of opportunities, and DiMartino has done great coming in and trying to shut down as much as she can. She's looked good so far.
7:23 to play, 8-2. Whitecaps lead. We'll take a break and come back right here on Twitch. Welcome back to Tria Rink. The Rivs with a couple of opportunities here in the slot. Leary finally getting a shot off. 8-2 our score, Minnesota Whitecaps. 2019 Isabel champs. Oh, shot right out in front. Big stop there by Levier. She gets some help, and up the ice here comes Megan Lawrence. Levier still trying to get out of her net. She got sandwiched back there. And a nice stop by DiMartino, and the puck is underneath her. Are they going to give that goal to the Whitecaps?
Well, if DiMartino ended up stopping that, which is hard to see from here, I don't think it found the back of the net, but she wasn't even facing the right way.
No, her head is in the net right now, and her legs are in the blue paint.
That's not how you're supposed to stand as a goalie.
No, but I will give her this. Stand-up play there.
It was kind of an awkward play, so her own player and a Whitecaps player kind of got tangled up together and pushed their way into her. She got shoved to one side of the net, got spun around a little bit, but then she had the mindset to at least drop down to cover as much space on the ice as she could, which is what ended up keeping the puck out of the net. So
and the puck was actually slid underneath her.
Yes.
She closed her pads while she was on her belly and somehow kept that from crossing the goal line. That was impressive.
yeah, there's another look at it right here. I mean, the fact that she thought after getting hit, most goalies are just mad that they get hit. For her to just compose herself quickly, drop down, and try to cover as much of that blue paint as she could was such a smart play, and she kept the puck out of the net by doing it. I think the Whitecaps probably would have been able to tuck that home had she have still been kind of pulled to the side of the net, or at least it would have been a bit of a harder save.
So far, Dana DiMartino has looked pretty good here this afternoon.
Someone said, do we call that a reverse butterfly? I kind of
Absolutely,
like that. That's
yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah, I like that, for sure. Backwards left butterfly kick. That's what Jen Cutter called it. I like that. That's kind of the new play. Face off. Won there by the Rivs inside their own zone. Brooke Avery. Back up the ice. Here comes Tatiana Shadalova. Dropped off there for Carton Bay. Couldn't get the shot off. Now up the ice, a speedy Thunstrom. Oh, she tried to center that one. Nobody there except for white jersey. She was the only Whitecap player in the zone for a while there.
Somebody just said as a reverse butterfly.
Oh! Baldwin inside the left circle. Fires that one upper shelf. Upper right-hand corner.
Whitecaps go up 9-2. I was going to comment on somebody saying the reverse is a reverse butterfly a caterpillar. We're getting to the deep questions here in the comments. You guys are distracting me from the game.
That was a huge play, a shot from inside that left circle. Baldwin, the rookie, with her first goal as her first pro goal here for the Minnesota Whitecaps. So we're just getting all those first goals out of the way. Now the Riveters with an opportunity. Kate Leary finally coming alive here again. Nice poke check there at the blue line. Stolen away. Riveters with a shot. Big stop there off the stick of Amanda Levier. Now a 2-on-1 for Minnesota. Schammel collects the pass, tries to jam that one in from a short angle and a quick whistle. That was a very quick whistle.
I don't know about you, Kelly, but this game has been strange to me in a lot of ways, in the sense that you look at the shots on net, it's 27 apiece. You know the Riveters are getting their opportunities. They've been killing a tremendous amount of penalties, so they spent a lot of time on the penalty kill. And even though the score is 9-2, all the goalies that have played in today's game, which has been 3 of them, have made some good saves. So it just seems like a weird game and a pretty lopsided score given the circumstances. It just seems the Whitecaps have been able to capitalize on more opportunities than the Rivs.
I saw somebody post that 9 goals in a game is a record.
I think it ties the record.
It ties the record. So now somebody's being greedy and wants 10.
Hey, settle down, you guys. Come on.
Wow. 4:41 to play here in our hockey game, 9-2 Minnesota. And we've said this before on weekend series where the Whitecaps have come out and dominated.
Yep.
That next game, game 2, is a dogfight.
Yeah.
And I expect the Riveters to come out here tomorrow. Totally different story.
Well, and also just the dynamic of the two teams in the second night of a back-to-back is obviously so different, because depending on how that first game goes, you're going to have one team looking for revenge, you're going to have one team trying to keep a certain pace, and so those second games usually are a little bit closer and have a little bit more to offer, just because the dynamic has kind of upped the intensity a little bit, and you see these teams kind of fighting for what they didn't get in that first game.
Shot number 28 by the Riveters. Taken there by Kendall Cornine and saved by Amanda Levier. I love these. Okay, what did the Whitecaps sacrifice to the hockey gods for all the good bounces? Well, they are in the state of hockey.
Come on, you guys know the hockey gods are relentless. They don't care about any of us. They're just out here handing things out left and right. You got to know that.
Shot taken there from the near side of the blue line by the Riveters. And here comes Stephanie Anderson looking for her first goal as a Whitecap. That one slides wide of the net. Actually was texting back and forth with Steph earlier today. She's glad to be home from China after spending a couple years there. Does the NWHL have a mercy rule? No. That's all I'm going to say, no. Nice poke check out of the zone by Megan Lawrence. Great effort there by another first-year player. Schmidt will chase it back the other way. And losing her stick was the Riveters, Rebecca Morrison. I think we're going to get a penalty called against. Are they going to call a penalty on the Whitecaps on this one?
I believe they are.
Yes.
I think that's the reason she had lost her stick. I'm not sure. It was kind of hard to tell in the corner down there. Yeah, I think it was a slash.
And Haley Schmidt heads to the penalty box. Yeah, we're liking this twitch. I know people chiming in, wishing that their other teams in other leagues had twitch.
Yeah.
I actually am digging this. This is really cool. Nowhere else do the announcers get a chance to participate with the people watching.
Yeah, at least not in this way, and it's been very fun so far in this game. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
Entertaining. Oh, Allie Thunstrom. She, Kate Leary looking for the pass. Another shot taken over there on that far side by Hutchinson.
Yeah, great play and a great read by Levier there to get her body in front of that one. It's a tough play.
Oh, backhanded spinorama. Another reverse butterfly there by DiMartino.
Thunstrom trying to show off now. Come on.
I know. Show off. She's just so fun to watch, though. But, man, she did the spinorama on that play. Watch the replay here. I hope the people back home can watch this. But turns and fires, catching DiMartino off guard. But DiMartino did read that.
I think she was trying to make up for the whiff on the clear earlier on that penalty kill.
I think you're right. Now the Riveters with the puck back inside the offensive zone. Nice stop there by Steph Anderson. Anderson kicks it back to her defender. That one's going to fly all the way up the ice. We'll get an icing call. Oh, no, we're on a, that's right, the Whitecaps are killing off a penalty. 52 seconds left in the penalty time to Haley Schmidt. Forgot that they were on the PK after that last play. That would have been another shorthanded goal had Allie Thunstrom been successful. Somebody called that last save a deconstructed butterfly. I like that. Packer, blue line. Rushton looking for the tip in over on the near side was Cornine. Blue line. Shot blasted, blocked. Nice big block there by Audra Richards.
I like what I'm seeing on this Riveters power play. When they're given the opportunity to set up, they can make some plays.
And that shot not far off either there by Mallory Rushton. She's listed as a forward and a defender. She's been strong on both sides of the puck. Whitecaps back to full strength. I think we got an offside call here against the Riveters. Minute 7 left in our hockey game. 9-2 Minnesota Whitecaps. And my voice normally doesn't sound like this. I am just, 2.5 weeks into my BSU women's hockey season. And I've been fighting the bug. So I'm hoping to have my voice back by tomorrow. I'm going to go home and drink some tea.
Yeah.
Curtis Dangles. She got stopped there by the Riveters defender. Now Arnold with the puck. She'll try to break it out of the zone. It's kept in. Rosenthal now into the corner. Schammel. Back the other way, Tatiana Shedalova. I just like saying her name. It kind of rolls off. It rolls off the tongue. And her shot comes in on net. 32.6 seconds left in the third. 9-2.
The Whitecaps fans in the comments are demanding a 10th goal. And I say demanding because I've seen about 50 comments about it. So getting a little greedy. I see you guys. I see you.
Yeah, I think we need to save some for tomorrow. That's what I gotta say, because I think the Whitecaps are gonna need it tomorrow.
Yes.
I really have a feeling that this Riveters team is fed up. They're done. They lost 4-2 last weekend. They are losing 9-2 right now. They want to get some scoring.
Well, and especially when they had the 2-1 lead at one point, they know what they're capable of, and so they're going to look to be getting back to that game tomorrow. I anticipate tomorrow's game will be much closer.
Better defense, better power play. They got a couple things to figure out. Shot fired there by Hutchinson. Levier came up with a save, and that's going to do it. A 9-2. And then, yep, nobody beats the Rivs 10-2. And the Whitecaps needed to save some of those goals for tomorrow. Yep. I just have a feeling this game is going to be so different tomorrow. But we will run through our scoring here quickly after a break. Okay, we'll take a quick break and come back. We're going to check out all of the scoring and stats. That's next. Whitecaps win their home opener here at Tria, 9-2 over the Riveters right here on Twitch. Back at Tria Rink here, game one of the Minnesota Whitecaps home opener against the Riveters, a 9-2 win for the Whitecaps. We run through our scoring. The Whitecaps got on the scoreboard first, just 49 seconds into the hockey game. Jonna Curtis from Amanda Boulier. That made it a 1-0 game for the Whitecaps, but the Metropolitan Riveters would answer back. A little less than 8 minutes later, Kate Leary would strike unassisted, 8:03 the time of that game tying goal. And then the Rivs, well, they went up 2-1 with 12:24 the time of that goal. Rebecca Morse from Kaylee Hutchinson. We watch back some of the goals here. I believe those are from the first period. So there you have it. This is the second Riveters goal. Nice big play there by Rebecca Morse off of the initial shot by Hutchinson. And then we head to the later in that first period, Jonna Curtis would strike with her second, and then Allie Thunstrom. Hard-working goal there for the Whitecaps. Nicole Schammel puts away her first professional goal. And then Megan Lawrence. It would be the Megan Lawrence show. 2 back-to-back goals for Lawrence, including a shorthanded goal. 2 shorthanded goals in that period against the Riveters, Schammel and Lawrence. And then Minnesota's Jonna Curtis with a hat trick, a power play goal. And Jonna Curtis wasn't done yet. She would strike again, her 4th goal of the game to make that an 8-2 lead. Then Sydney Baldwin with this one from Amanda Boulier. 14-13 the time of that last Whitecaps goal. And that would be 9-2. that is your scoring. 2 shorthanded goals, a power play goal, and a couple even strength goals for the Whitecaps. 9-2 our final. Lots of penalties called in this hockey game. And again, the Riveters with their only 2 goals scored by Leary and Morse, those both coming in the first period. And the Whitecaps scored 3 in the first, 4 in the second, and 2 more in the third period for a 9-2 win here. Alexis, we've said it. It's going to be a much different hockey game here tomorrow.
I'm very excited to see how the Rivs come out and play tomorrow because, as both Kelly and I anticipate, it'll be probably a much closer game. The Rivs probably looking for a little bit of revenge. They had their chances in this game, and Kelly mentioned it earlier in the game, and I agree with her that I think DiMartino gets the start tomorrow. She looked good. Obviously, she did let in a few goals after she was brought into the game, but she also made some great saves. And as we've mentioned, it's tough to come into a game cold like that, get thrown in, your team's down, the confidence is down, and to try to play your best game. And she made a lot of good saves, so I wouldn't be surprised if she gets the start tomorrow. It'll be fun to see the Rivs come back and maybe give the Whitecaps a run for their money in Game 2 of the weekend.
Well, it was the Isabel Cup Championship banner day.
Yes.
And the Whitecaps were fired up. So I'm not surprised that they won this one. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. There is another game tonight, of course, the Buffalo Buttes taking on Boston Pride, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch that right here on Twitch as well. Those 2 teams will be back in action again tomorrow, 2:30 Eastern Time. We are back at 3 o'clock tomorrow. It's the Minnesota Whitecaps hosting the Metropolitan Riveters. For Alexis Pearson, I'm Kelly Schultz. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow for more Minnesota Whitecaps and Riveters on Twitch. Good night, everyone.